do?
Welcome back to the Pair of Dings podcast.
Yes, hello.
I am monotony.
You have been all day.
Yeah, it's been a slow day.
Yeah.
I got stuff done, but I got it done slowly. And that felt nice.
Hey, at least you got a couple things off the list.
Yep. I think I've shifted my to-do list to be more of a week focus.
Yeah.
Like stuff I want to get done in a week. I'll write them every day, but it tends to be like I write a week's worth of content on a day, and then I slowly chip away at it. And a few things get added each day, but generally the list dwindles. And then I never make lists for the weekend, really, unless I have a big project planned, but don't really have that at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what a boring start to a show.
Oh, I'm already yawning. Talking about lists. Jesus.
You know what else I was yawning about? All that flippin' driving that we did the other week.
Yeah, I forgot we didn't have an episode for last Friday because we literally got home at 3 a.m. Friday morning.
And then that's how tired we were from all that driving.
Oh, yeah.
That we couldn't even put anything together.
Well, I mean, it would have been last minute anyways, but we were on the road.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Where did we go again?
We went to BC.
Ooh, yeah.
We went to my brother's family's home in Kamloops for August long weekend camping.
And fiesta.
Food and games and pool and
waffles.
Fun. Oh, yeah, the waffle guy. So Jake's mom found us a waffle maker because Jake had been talking. Actually, I asked her to look out for a waffle maker because we were going to look out for one, but then we're like, well, I thought she would be able to find one better.
My mom has the thrifting touch.
She's got the
You tell her what you need, and she will go out and find it at a thrift shop, brand new or dang near brand new for like a third or a quarter of the price you would ever pay brand new.
Yeah. So anyways, but before that, Jake had been talking about waffles a lot. And then Eileen gets the waffle maker and we used it a couple times and he's like, let's bring it camping. And now this is camping in somebody's yard, but it's like a farm. So there's a lot of space. But we just have like the barbecues outside and that's how we eat. And Jake's telling everybody the night before that he's making waffles in the morning and be prepared. And then 10 o'clock rolls around when we wake up in the morning. Everybody's had breakfast. Some people have left already. And then the last of the people that were there, everybody was asking, where are the waffles, man? Waffle man?
Yeah. And then you know what? I made them.
Yes.
Because the thing I was not telling people was what time in the morning I was going to make them.
Very true.
And I don't hang out with a lot of people who have little kids, so I forget that they can't really sleep in.
Yeah, and they leave early.
Yeah, and then they left, so that's on them. They just left.
Yeah. So some of us got some waffles, and that was good.
And they were great.
Yeah. There was whipped cream there, too.
And we put some blueberries in some, and we had brought the syrup as well. Put some butter out there. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to use the farm fresh eggs because they have their own chickens. So we had like the freshest eggs in the waffles. I put eggs in my waffles. Just throwing that out there.
I don't know. Is that not normal?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I know on some of the box mixes. Oh, and I made the mix myself too. It's not a
I
box
made
mix.
the mix.
Yeah,
myself.
these are like from scratch. I even made the buttermilk. I'm pretty proud of the whole setup, actually. I think that's why I'm mostly proud of it because I like put it all together.
And you brought your own waffle maker?
And I brought the waffle maker.
So this isn't going to be a yearly thing for sure.
But I'm definitely going to have to triple the recipe or quadruple it next time if I'm getting up early enough to feed everybody.
You'll have to like pre-cook or something.
Maybe.
Because the thing about that with camping and people with kids, they'll eat anything.
Yeah. The other way I could do it is I could offer some people pancakes. Like I could have the waffle maker going, but then they have that nice flat top griddle where I could do like 6 pancakes at a time. So
yeah, that's actually
she'll be like, hey, if you want a waffle, you got to wait. But if you want a pancake, here you go. His
Here
pancake.
it is.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I just like making things fresh.
Yes.
So I don't want to pre-cook.
We had like a lawn tournament of games.
Yeah, what was there? Beer pong and
Beer pong.
yards. No, not yards.
Beersby.
Beersby, that's what it was.
Horseshoes.
Suey. What was the Beersby? Explain that, because I think that was my first time seeing it.
Okay, so Beersby was you have like a wooden stake in the ground. About how high do you think that? About 4 feet? 5 feet?
Yeah, 5 feet.
5 feet tall on either side, and you have teams. One team on one side, the other on the other side, and then on top of those stakes, there's I don't know, like a 2x2 piece of.
Yeah, it was like a little platform.
Or like a 1x1 little platform piece of wood on top. And then you're supposed to put a beer on top, or a can of some kind of alcoholic beverage. And you have a frisbee to throw. And the way you get points is you're trying to knock the can off the stake. And that counts for 3 points if it hits the ground. The other team's allowed to try to catch it. You can't go past the stake. So if you were going to go catch the can, you can't reach your arm past it. And then you get 1 point if you hit the stake and the can falls down and hits the ground. So you're just going for points.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like fun. I don't think I got to play that one.
Oh, yeah, it was freaking hard. But then I can catch him, and then I did actually knock him down once the can, and I hit the pole once. But it was hard. Yeah. We gotta get out there and play some frisbee again.
I know the frisbee's it's a tough one. Hard to control.
Yes. We'll practice. We'll be ready for next year. We can make our own type kind of thing.
Yeah, we could.
I think we have all the wood.
I love yard games. They're so fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that was a great time, but it got dark, so we couldn't finish them. So we'll have to start earlier next time. Yeah, it was really nice.
Wasn't that cornhole too?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think there was a couple other games I can't really remember, but
yeah, cornhole's one of my favorite yard games.
Yeah, we didn't get to play that at all.
It's so fun.
But anyways, nice to catch up with people.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to be in the Kamloops. So hot. It was so hot and like humid.
Yeah, and they had the fire blazing just on the other side of the hill.
Yeah, so it was smoky at some point. But overall, great. So we were there. We got there Thursday evening. It's about a 7-hour drive. We went right after I was done my work. And then we left Monday and we went to Kelowna. Yeah.
I think that was my first time in Kelowna too.
What did you think about Kelowna?
It was hot.
Yeah, and we didn't go straight through Kelowna either. We took like the Glenmore around to avoid all the traffic. So you're not missing anything at all.
It kind of had this weird, like not weird. It was like a Florida Vegas vibe to me.
That's funny.
Like mash those two up. I think it was just because there was all those fancy boats around the lake and the whole marina area that felt very Florida.
Yeah.
And like especially the kind of people who were hanging around there.
Yeah.
Very spray tan, white polos.
It's the Okanagan.
Yeah, I know. I've never spent much time there though.
Yeah, it's hot. You get tanned.
Yeah.
And there are lakes everywhere, so everybody has a boat.
Yeah.
It's not as pretentious.
It was reminding me though of the whole time we're walking around, I couldn't stop thinking about that meme that was coming out at the beginning of COVID when everyone was or at least a bunch of people around Vancouver were sharing it. It was a picture of some really like plastic surgeryed out girl and it said the coronavirus.
That's so funny. I never seen that.
No?
I need to see that. The coronavirus?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I need to see what that is. But, I think
just
I have
search
an
it.
idea.
I think if you just type that into Google, it'll come up with the thing. And I think, at least walking around the lake there, I immediately understood. Like, oh, totally. Because everybody had that kind of, oh man, It's the same kind of the thing I feel in LA too. When you're looking around at everyone, I'm like, you've had
Yeah.
work done.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, maybe not much.
Or
but
like you've had sun damage.
Yeah, that too. Especially the old guys. Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous. I like that. Like when they got that old, like the old dudes who are just all leathery and out
Oh
there,
my
and they just like
God.
spend all day out in the sun, and they're just so
You
chilled.
could get like that if you just went outside,
I know.
stayed out there.
Yeah. One day, I bet they all started like me.
Well, you know what?
And
They're
then
they're all
retired.
roofers and they and build stuff. They're outside all the time. That's why they're like that.
Mm.
That's those people.
I gotta call Chev. Get me on some roofs.
He's not outside.
I gotta get leathered.
Ew.
Yeah, not that bad, but
Yeah.
I do think it's I don't know. There's something about their demeanor. They always seem really chill, and they get to spend all this time outside, and they're like by water.
I know. It's nice to be by water. I
Yeah,
miss that.
it seems like a cool retirement idea.
I don't want to go back to Kelowna.
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
I've never
be in
liked
Kelowna.
Kelowna.
Yeah, no, I don't have to be there. I just,
Oh, yes.
I
I see.
I just like the look.
Yeah. So we went to go visit my friend Nicole, and we went to the beach, hung out there for a bit. That was nice. We didn't really go in.
The sand was really hot, even.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't even stand on it with your bare feet for too long.
And then we went out for dinner, and then we went back and hung out at her place for a bit while we waited to go karaoke.
Karaoke!
That was so much fun.
At Flanagan's?
Flanagan's. And you know what? Everybody, pretty much everybody, I won't say everybody, but because there was only like maybe a handful of people that couldn't sing, but majority of people that went up could sing.
They were really good.
Yeah.
They scared me.
And a lot of people went up, like a lot of different people. And then it started to double up, and I'm like, it's boring now. Let's move on.
But you went up.
I did, but I had to slam a bunch of drinks in order to get the courage to go up because I love karaoke. I wanted a karaoke. Neither of you would come up with me. So it was up to me to just face my fear.
Yeah.
And so what you got to do, the thing you got to do.
Chantel's secret for karaokeing in public.
Yeah. You got to pick a crowd-pleasing song.
Ooh.
Like something that everybody likes. So I sang Hooked on a Feeling.
Hookah shaka, hookah, hookah, hookah shaka.
Exactly. And it was helpful that the first thing I said when I got on the mic was, I'm nervous. I just had to.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. I said, I'm so nervous. I just had to get it out.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't hear myself at all. So I don't know what it sounded like. But then you and Nicole jumped up, and that was helpful. And
we brought the crowd energy.
And then a bunch of people got up, and I kind of blacked part of that out because I was still like freaking out. But it's so fucking loud. You couldn't hear anything.
They were really loud. And they sat us right next to the speaker up front.
Yeah.
Well,
even on the stage too. Like I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I believe it.
So, but it was fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
I'm glad we went out and did that.
Yeah.
So we got to hear a lot of good people.
Yeah, there's this
and even the not so good ones, like I feel like it was a great karaoke crowd because they brought the energy to support them anyway.
Yeah.
Like no one was ever booed off or like there was no negativity. Was awesome. Yeah, it's like even if they couldn't sing it, the crowd just jumped in and they're like, "We're gonna sing along with you." And and go for it.
That was definitely a good space.
And there was the one guy who did all the Led Zeppelin stuff, and he had the voice for it. And I don't, maybe he just had too many drinks or something because he was struggling with the rhythm.
Yeah.
And that was kind of funny, but he had the great voice to do it. Like when he would belt those high notes out and stuff, you're like, damn, dude, like you got this.
Well, then also that chick who was singing the heart songs like Barracuda.
Yeah.
And that other one. But oh my fuck, she was.
It sounded like Heart was in there singing Barracuda.
Yeah, she was probably in a band.
I wonder if because it's like a, there was a DJ who puts the whole thing on and handles it all for the club. And so I wonder if he ever has some like good singing friends and he plants them in the audience. And he's like, hey, if you come out tonight, I'll buy you some drinks and you have to sing a song or two.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anywho.
It'd be smart if he did.
Yeah.
Because it was a good move. Got us going.
So we were but it was also very helpful to have those other people that didn't sound as good. So it took a long time to get down to those, at least one person.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I wasn't going to go up if I didn't have at least a couple of fucking people up there that couldn't sing.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Wasn't as good because everybody was really killing it. So we just spent one night there in Kelowna, and then we headed where did we go?
We went to Victoria.
From Kelowna.
And holy cripes, is that a trek?
It's like a 4.5 hour drive, but it took longer because we got stuck in Abbotsford.
Yeah, but it just felt so long, especially after you've driven from Calgary to Kamloops to Kelowna, and now you're like, let's go to Victoria. This was poor planning on our part.
We thought it would make sense.
It does on paper. But then you do it, and you're like, this makes no sense.
I know. Well, I mean, Kelowna was definitely a detour because we were closer already at Kamloops. And like, we had plans to try to see people, and then we just kind of swapped those plans around a little. We just like fucked up all of our plans.
There was just not enough time because we didn't really calculate how draining it is to drive that long, too.
We didn't want to see anybody after seeing so many people, too.
And then trying to anticipate all the traffic and the ferry lineups and things because it's just been chaos during summer and construction, and they've been down a boat. So it's like you just didn't even know what's going to happen. So you felt like, well, we better not mess around too much. Like, let's just get down to the ferry. But
yeah.
So it had been a year since I had been in the Lower Mainland. Last time I was there was last August when we went for your Mama and Papa's anniversary party.
Yeah.
And even then, we didn't go far. Like, we were just in Langley.
We stayed there the whole time. Well, we stopped in Kamloops. Kamloops is like our halfway point to break up our trip.
Yeah, but that's not the Lower Mainland.
No. I'm just saying we didn't drive all the way there.
Yeah, but I'm getting to the point of the energy down there. Because the minute we started getting to like entering into Chilliwack, pretty much.
As soon as the rain hit near Hope, yeah.
Yeah, but that felt okay. I was like, that's fine. There's a little rain, but like the energy of the people, the pace of the traffic, and everything, like all of that. Sorry, I'm thinking of Matthew McConaughey right now in Wolf of Wall Street when he's like, above the shoulders, mustard shit. Like, that's coming to mind. But yeah, just like the tension, the anxiety, the stress, like this weird energy just seemed to be abounding. Like the people are flying around all rude and passive aggressive, and the traffic begins to just suck. There's something in the air down there. And I don't know, this time it was more apparent than ever. Yeah. Like, I know we talked about this in our, like, Why We Moved podcast, but it felt really dramatic to sort of slam back into it. I was like, whoa, this feels gross here. I didn't like it at all. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to rant about that.
Oh, no, that's good. I was just going to say, like, it was the same as, like, when I went to the island, like, straight to the island in June, and feeling weird there. But yeah, as soon as we were rolling up, it just felt like we just started swearing all the time. It was, it didn't feel good. No good vibes.
No, not at all.
So super glad to be out of there.
But thankfully, we made the ferry. We had a reservation, and we got on the earlier one.
Yeah, we had a reservation for 6. We got on the 4 o'clock.
Yeah, because we didn't know what was going to be happening. They weren't very good about updating the ferry schedules. But anyhow, we got on last car.
Very last car.
That was awesome. They put the little chalk block under our tire.
Yeah, that was good because then we got to spend a little bit more time over on the other side, hanging out with Mom and Dad. And the kitties.
Oh, yeah.
They have kitties.
Kittens.
They are, oh my God. What's the size of your hand?
Yeah, if even.
At least one of them is about the size of your hand. The other one maybe a little bit bigger.
They're so tiny. Especially compared to our cats.
And yeah, and then we get home and we have these like fat ass cats. And I feel like there's something wrong with our cats.
No, they're doing great. They're fine. Yeah, so we spent some days out on the island, and then, what did we do? We went thrifting.
Yes, I was going to say, we didn't really do anything when we were there. We relaxed most of the time, but we did go to some thrift stores.
Yeah, and the bookstores, because the Haunted Bookshop. I love that little place.
Yeah, it's got a lot of really vintage
old books.
Yeah,
and like some of them
really
are
old
organized, but many of them are just piled in stacks.
It's a disaster. It's gives you anxiety. Some people anxiety gives me anxiety. I can't find what I'm looking for. I just get like cross-eyed.
It's decently organized. So what books did I get there? I got.
Oh, there? Which ones did you get there?
Yeah, I got one that was some Leo Tolstoy. I was going for some classic literature that I hadn't read, was mostly what I was looking for. And especially controversial books. I like that. If you ban a book, nothing makes me want to read it more than banning it. So I'm like, what is so bad about a book? Everyone always tells you to read books, educate yourself, learn stuff. And then they're like, whoa, but don't read this book. I'm like, why? What's in it?
Yeah, because you were looking for The Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, that was the main one that started.
Couldn't find it there.
Yeah, he didn't have a used copy. I've wanted that because ever since finding I've got this old edition of what is it? The Old Man and the Sea, an old Hemingway. It was a run that they did of it was like a second print that they ever did of it or something. And it was 1,000 run or something that they did for this book club back in the day. And I found that on the island too. So there's something about the island and finding classic books.
So all the old people are there.
Oh,
there's also a castle.
I love it. So I was hoping that I would find this like dirty old like 5th print of The Catcher in the Rye. Because I hadn't read it either. And I wanted to read it. Because again, it was banned. It's bad. You shouldn't read it. You can't read that in school.
And you've already finished it. Well, we found it at the new bookstore. You've already finished it. I picked it up. I'm about 10 chapters in, maybe a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll talk about it next time. I'll have to start writing notes then.
We'll have to do a book cast.
Yeah. Yeah, because so far I'm like, actually, if it was banned when it first came out in 1945 or 46 or something, I guess I can understand because nothing was acceptable and just the way that it's written and some of the things that are in there.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
But to this day, it's so minor. It's like, so far it's nothing. I don't know yet what happens next.
I don't know about that part, but I can see where, like, as an adult reading it, yeah, it's not a bad book or like something that you should ban. But I do see it from a school literature perspective where parents today would still be upset if some teacher made their kid read that book in school today.
Oh, it was that. Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, it caused a lot of controversy when it came out, similar to how we touched on that with Harry Potter, right? How all these people are like, that's witchcraft. It's terrible. You can't talk about that.
God.
Yeah, it's that same thing. Anything you put out is guaranteed to upset somebody. But like I say, it makes me want to read it more. So anyhow, I got The Catcher in the Rye, and that was actually the new one. But the Tolstoy book, what was the other one? Medusa, which was a modern book. It's about this Sicilian prince who's going to die, and he contemplates what his life meant or something. A lot of them deal with death. Mm-hmm. That's what I've noticed as I picked them up. A lot of Tolstoy's stories were also with death. And then, what's the other one I got? The Myth of Sisyphus from Albert Camus. And that, again, is another long essay where he grapples with the, what do I call it? Maybe the morality of suicide.
You had to put that really one down.
Yeah, it was very, what what would I call it? What's the word I'm looking for here? Academic. Yeah, the minute I picked it up, I'm like, oh, this is very academic. And I was not in the energy and headspace to like go into academic literature.
Right.
But it's also not very long. And I heard it quoted by people that I respect and listen to. Lex Friedman likes to quote Camus a lot on his podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just felt like I should read it because he's quoted a lot.
I'll
and
read it after you.
I see quotes of his on Instagram and stuff, and I don't really know much about him aside that he was French and wrote a lot and was in philosophy. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of that. But I'm fascinated by it. Fascinated by philosophy right now. There's a lot of life and death philosophy I'm fascinated with right now.
Yeah, why?
Well, because I just got discharged from the cancer center.
Okay, just tell the people.
Yeah. Well, it's taken a while to wrap my mind around all that. So
yeah, because
we did touch on that, but yeah, it's just fascinating how when you go through an experience like that, it really makes you question a lot of what you believe and why we're here or why you're here as an individual and what any of this means. And I found it was helpful for me to just look around and see what other people said and then reflect on that myself in my own life and see if there was anything to apply to my experiences that would help me understand more of why I chose to stay and what I'm going to put my heart and focus and energy into going forward.
Yeah.
So
this is a good time. Lots of changes happening.
Yeah. And I feel grateful that I was able to experience a lot of that so young.
Yeah.
Like definitely. I get that so early in life. It feels like such a great blessing. And it's weird to say that even as I was diagnosed, I had that same sensation of, wow, this is great that I get to do this so young, like face something so big and potentially catastrophic at such a young age. So I'm like, man, if I ever have to face anything like that in the future, like you're already mentally prepared for it. And I don't know, you take it more serious. Like you spend your healthy times planning a bit more to weather those times because you know they can come up out of nowhere. Because I think a lot of people don't plan for those experiences, or they think I'll deal with that when it happens, and then all of a sudden it's happening and they're not prepared, and it adds an extra layer of stress that isn't actually necessary. So
yeah.
But I don't know. Like we never know what tomorrow brings. So anyhows, we left the island with a bunch of literature, a bunch of great stuff. Ooh, hey, we got to see Candace and Dave too.
Yes, we got to see Candace and Dave. My BFF and her boyfriend. Our friends. Yes, it was really nice to see them, of course.
We had a nice long visit. They came over for dinner at your parents.
Yep.
And then we got to watch some home videos.
Yeah, we watched one home video. It was the day after I got hit by a car when I was 2 years old. Why is that funny?
I don't know. It's the way you say it. Like, well, because as if everybody gets hit by a car when they're 2 years old.
Well, for me, I don't remember anything whatsoever. So it's like, it's an event that happened to everybody else around me, you know? Like, I guess I'm grateful I didn't die.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have known either way. Yeah. Right? So it's one of those things. So when I look at, on the home video, my face is all boogered up. Because I went up 6 feet, did Mom say?
Something like that.
And came down onto the pavement and smooshed up my face. But it doesn't look as bad as it sounds.
That's true.
So.
How do you feel when you see your younger self on the TV?
I feel like I look really cute, but I don't have like any memories of anything. So it's just like, oh yeah, that's me. What am I going to do? What am I doing? Am I being cute? Am I super cute? I'm like, I think it's funny when we cry about things.
Yeah.
Because we used to cry about freezies all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of, I guess the only thing that's weird is just because I don't really have very good memories. Like, or not That sounded bad. I don't have memories.
Mhm.
I don't have a very good memory to remember what it was like being young.
Mhm.
So it's hard. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. Especially at that young of an age.
Yeah. So hopefully if you can recover those other videos, because I have memories of some of those ones because we used to make music videos.
Mhm.
But again, only a little bit of a memory, but not a lot of anything else.
Mhm.
So yeah.
That's fun. Yeah. And then we loaded up all of that experience and books and got back on the ferry. But right before we got back on the ferry, we decided, let's go all the way home.
Yeah. We were on the 10 o'clock ferry.
Yep.
And then, which means, so from the other side, it was going to be, well, okay, hold on. So when we got over off the ferry, we went to Long McQuaid so you could go visit a buddy. And you were in there a lot
Hi,
longer.
Brandon.
You were in there a lot longer than we thought. So it delayed again, like an hour or something.
Yeah, because also Nick was there. Hi, Nick. And Brad. Hi, Brad. Who I don't think any of them are listening.
No.
But if you ever do, I miss you guys.
Yeah. Okay. And then we were also planning to see my grandparents, which also delayed an hour. So from Aldergrove, it was going to still be 10 hours, and we left at 3.
Again, not the greatest planning.
And then guess what happened?
Ooh.
Tell us.
So, if you know Golden, BC, remember that at night
super close to home.
Yeah. Remember at night that they are closing Highway 1 because we get like 5 minutes, 10 minutes outside of Golden, and you're looking at the phone, and suddenly the Google says it's going to take another hour on top of the 2 hours or whatever from Golden.
I like to check the maps every once in a while just to see like how much longer, how close are we, what's coming up next.
And the car burst into a rage of WTFs.
Oh yeah, I was livid. I was livid because it was like 2 o'clock. Or no, it was like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it was like 1 a.m.
And I'm like, yes, we're almost home.
So close.
Next thing you know, what? Are you fucking serious? It's like 4.5 hours still?
Yeah, okay, so maybe it was more like midnight.
Yeah, something like that.
Because we ended up getting in at 3 a.m. because we had to, we had to drive like an hour south and then cut back north down through Radium because the Highway 1 was closed at night.
It was horrible. And the roads were so busy.
They were. It was crazy. There were so many semis and
people are flying. Those semis are flying. It was scary.
Yeah, the ones going the opposite way are flying, but the ones that we were behind were putzing.
Yeah.
And then I was sketched out because I'm trying to pass them in like the black of night.
I know.
And you're hoping it's a straightaway and that your passing lane is going to go because you can't really see that far ahead. So you just kind of like white knuckle it. Oh, and you got to hope like a deer doesn't fly out or a coyote or a flipping bear or whatever. It's summertime. All the critters are out. So.
Yeah, it was a bit scary. I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
But you know what?
Go during the daytime while the Highway 1's open.
It was really awesome getting home 3 days early before I have to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Rest, recover, buy groceries.
Yeah. Just be back at home.
Do nothing.
It was so much moving around. I think that's what I also found was disruptive and added to my lack of feeling rested.
Do you want to know what's funny? Do you remember when we wanted to buy a van to live in?
Yeah.
Do you think that would be tough?
No, because then you're home. You're always set up.
You're always home. That's true.
Yeah, it's just the thing of like going into someone's house. We're sharing a suitcase. You only have a few things. We're like constantly refilling the cooler with ice, and then it's leaking all over because it's falling apart. Yeah, it was just like that chaos of being on the road. You know, like you're not really settling in anywhere. You're just kind of stopping in, doing a few things, running around, and
It was definitely hard only spending 1 or 2 nights at places. Like
yeah,
if we had planned to stay at longer at certain places, I don't know. I'm the only reason I really wanted to go to the Vancouver was to see Mama and Papa, and then the island to see the rest of them. Mom, Dad, Candace, Dave. But I could have probably just stayed in Kamloops and been happy as a clam because it was so hot
mm-hmm.
and you could get cool
Yeah,
and you didn't have to do anything.
and there's not all that gross energy of the lower mainland.
Yeah, because the lower mainland and the island also was shit weather. Cold. So it was really dumb. But it was nice to see everybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to shit on that.
Yeah. But definitely going forward, should just fly into Victoria.
Yeah.
But we can still drive. Kamloops isn't too bad to get to. That 7-hour drive isn't that bad.
No.
It can kind of whiz by in a couple of podcasts.
Well, yeah. And we left at like 2:00 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Got there for 8:00 BC time.
Yeah.
So.
Perfect.
Yeah. Exactly.
Great.
Is there still light out? And put up a tent or whatever.
My favorite thing is that it takes like 4 turns to get there, even though it's 7 hours.
I know.
It's like go down Center Street, take a right on 16, drive for 7 hours.
I love that. Nice and easy.
Yeah, it's so funny. That always makes me laugh.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. And now we're just getting back into life and playing video games.
Yeah. And a big thank you to our friends Brad and Britta for looking after Honey and Luna and keeping them so well fed and loved and played with. And
yes, and watering my cactus.
Yeah. We really appreciate that.
Always.
Yeah, because we worry about them while we're gone.
Well, you know what? I started not because when you're, it's so silly. When your parents came over and they were gone for a week and their cats were fine. Somebody was coming in every day and I was like, why are we stressing so much about our cats? They're fucking cats. It's fine. And then I thought, well, I finally am over it now. When we're out, we have trusted people that come in every day, twice a day, check on the cats, give them all that they need, and then they leave. And I'm like, that's great. Good. Awesome.
Okay, maybe I just miss them, okay?
Yeah, but we had other kitties to play with, so it also helped.
That's true. That was nice.
Yes, it was very nice. They're so small. I can't even I can't.
Yeah. And on that note, that sounds like a good place to wrap it up.
Very much is. So, yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So we'll tell you about all the new stuff that we had going on and planning and implementing. God, that's a dumb word.
Implementing.
We got some new shit that we're trying. We'll tell you about it next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Ciao.
Bye.